I'm going to just start by saying the aristocrats again, because I think it's funny to do that every time.
What a great punchline to start the show with no setup at all. That's perfect. What's going on?
How's it going, man?
I'm good. How about you? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to get through the work or get through the week. I guess that reveals everything. And sustaining a certain amount of not working throughout the whole week, which has been somewhat difficult. But
yeah, that could be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. So
yikes. Yeah.
What about you?
Well, you're not going to want to hear this, but yeah, I've got the week off, so that's not too bad.
That's nice.
Yeah, doing Christmas activities. Our week has gotten all kind of jumbled up. I had COVID a couple of weeks ago, and then Sarah got it right after that, so we were all like ice. Yeah, I know. Boo. Yeah. And we were actually on track to be like good to go right before Christmas, like, plenty out of the realm of being contagious. Sarah even took one of the antigen tests just to make sure. And then, unfortunately, at the last second, well, not the last second, but close enough, my sister-in-law then got COVID. So we're like, well, crap. All right. So let's just put it off anyway. We were already talking about doing it, and this is just one more reason to just say, let's wait a little bit. So our Christmas is spread out over the next week and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
We've still got Christmas happening. But so far, so good. Yeah, it's been good. And I got the week off, so I've been enjoying it.
Well, that's good. We did Christmas with my parents yesterday, and Christmas is theoretically more or less done. We're going down to my wife's parents' house in Georgia, like sometime in January, but like Christmas is more or less done. So
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, let's say hi to some folks here. Who do we got in the show? Man, we got some people like posting from several hours ago.
What time did you say the show was going to start?
I know. You got me wondering, like, oh man, did I miss this? Did I screw it up there?
You transposed a 6 and a 9.
Exactly. What's going on, everybody? Let's see. Yes, James, you made the right choice. Team Collective. Yes. So if you're in here and you don't know, there's also a Near Mint Condition show going on right now. Obviously, we don't normally do these on Wednesdays. We do Near Mint Collective shows on Thursdays, but it's a crazy kind of week, and this is the only time we could get together. So
yes, and as you can tell, but by get together, the bar was very low.
Yes, exactly. My criteria was not just me, because I don't want to talk for an hour. Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, I mean, like, you'd be fine. You'd be fine.
As you well know, my ability to ad lib and just ramble on. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say this. My ability to ramble on is pretty damn good, but my ability to make it actually interesting sometimes kind of varies. So it's always nice when I have some support. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, the little inside joke for everybody. As we've probably mentioned before, like Dan and I go back to making movies together back in high school, which was a long time ago. And one of the few times that I was asked to
back when we had people just sketching sequentially what we were doing, it was really
yeah, exactly. And it was, when I say making movies, it wasn't like we had a script or anything. We were making shit up pretty much on the spot. Maybe we had an idea ahead of time. But one of the very few times that I was asked to ad lib a line, I believe at your parents' house. In fact, Dan,
in the bonus room.
Yes, in the bonus room.
In the film aptly named The Bonus Room.
Yes, yeah. So not only were we masters of ad lib, but we were also at the top of our game with naming our movies.
Yeah,
clever titles. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even remember what the setup was, but I just remember like I delivered a lot. I just simply said, very good. I think we were doing some kind of like scene where like you and I were supposedly like two people defending a house that was being invaded. And so we were like doing this kind of like a little
Checking
montage
the
where we're all like,
defenses.
yeah, we're like checking our defenses, gearing up, we're getting all our guns
Yeah.
and stuff like that ready. And you're like sitting there like spouting off like, yeah, I've got my so-and-so gun armed, loaded or whatever. And then the camera turns to me and I just go, ah, very good. With like more delivery than that was even. And that was one of my crowning achievements right there. Yeah.
I mean, glory days.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, we'll stay away from that. I'm only scripted from now on. My agent requires me to have scripted parts only now. So
we in fact are reading all of this from cards as we speak.
Yeah, exactly. If you've been following my eyes going across the screen. Let's see. Sarah. Oh, hey, look at that. My wife's on. Sarah is asking if Rob is coming. I believe Rob is supposed to be here. The reason she's asking this is because she is currently playing the remake of Link's Awakening right now, which was one of the Christmas presents that we kind of got each other. And I believe she's looking for bombs. She can't remember where to find the bombs. I have no clue. I got nothing. So we'll see.
Was the video very? No, the video was not very good. We, in fact, that was one of many that started without ever getting finished. So
where do I get the bombs? Yes. We'll have to hold off on that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, did we? Yeah, I guess we didn't finish it. That's right. Yeah, these movies that we made
ran out of battery, and we just realized it wasn't worth going back to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Back in the days when we had about 45 minutes of recording time, or of video camera time, before we had to recharge the battery for 3 hours.
That's right. Why did we not ever just buy a second battery? Oh, right,
because we were kids, and those things were expensive.
Yeah. Good point. So, man, think of all the stuff we could have done with a second battery.
Well, here, highlight James's question real quick.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Here we go.
How many Rodimus Prime are you going to buy in 2024? The answer to this question is dictated by the fact that I am getting kind of close to being done with the list. Here, I'll show you the list.
Wow, really?
Great. Well, again, I mean, it's like, all right, let's see if I can focus in on this, right? So here's the list of everything. And obviously there's some older ones that I don't have, but once you get past this, like, we run into almost all these things are checked off at this point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is the type of collecting that I do when I jump into being full completionist.
Those are all Rodimus. Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea there were that many. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny. I did not either. When I started this, I thought, I'm getting a manageable character.
Yeah, right.
Which, compared to Optimus, like, I had an Optimus collection back when it was still feasible to have an Optimus collection and think I've got most of what's available. And that would have been, I didn't have much in the way of, like, again, old Japan only type stuff, but I had one of most every major release and things like that. But yeah, this has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, let's get a picture of that. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. This came yesterday.
Was that like pewter or something like that?
What?
Was that like pewter or something like that?
So in 2001, they did, this is from the Super Collection figure line, which at the time was kind of the first revisiting G1 that Takara had done. This was from 2001, I think. Not this one in particular, but like this whole line of little 3-inch PVCs. And initially, because they came in cases of 12, and you could get a clear version or the painted version of a figure. And then they switched I think it's series 3 or 4 to these pewter versions instead. So
Okay.
that means there's 2 versions of each one that I have to acquire.
Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah.
mean, which is not quite as bad as things like, you know, the many random colors of Keshigomu, and like, this is Kabaya milk caramel that comes in 4 colors, of which I've only seen this one ever. And I'm not sure I could tell the difference between the colors, even if I did see them, because they're all vaguely glow in the dark. Yeah, and then I got the Omar gave me the.
Hold on, that's way too small.
Yeah, the Rodimus that comes with, or the hot rod that comes with Unicron. That's that.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. So I don't have to spend $2,000 on Unicron to complete the collection. But
Sarah has a good question.
What's
going to happen to all those when you die?
Omar will facilitate an estate sale, just like I will do for him if he goes before I do.
Nice. So it's mutual. All right, there you go.
I mean, I think I've said it before on this show, not just on Near Mint Condition, but like, seriously, there is a business in being a toy collector estate sale specialist at this point. Wow. Because we are getting up in years, frankly. And, I plan to live forever, but, light up the sky like a flame. But, at some point, somebody's going to have to get rid of all this. And my kids are going to be like, I don't want it. So.
Yep. Exactly.
Was there a Hot Rod Rodimus Spy Changer? Not that I'm aware of. There are some small ones. There are some figures that are about Spy Changer size, but not in that Spy Changer range from Car Robots, Robots in Disguise universe.
Okay, got it. And I want to ask a question about this, but first, we're going to pop Rob in here. What's up, Rob?
Huzzah! Hey! Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas! I see you have been very good, little children. I see lots of toys in the background. I see you when you're sleeping.
Wait, I thought I turned that webcam off.
I know when you're awake, too.
Oh, no.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
All right, man. How are you?
Good.
We were just in the middle of discussing. By the way, don't forget, Rob, I have an important question for you. But first, we were just discussing Dan's Rodimus collection, and I was going to ask, like, Dan. So, Rob, you just missed it, but Dan was showing a huge list. Dan, how do you put together that list? Like, are you lucky enough that somebody else has put this list together for you, or have you amassed this from multiple locations? And if so, my follow-up question is, what's the criteria of like what makes the cut and what doesn't? Because surely there's just like an endless list of like, I 3D printed a Rodimus. Here you go. Does that make your cut?
Okay, so there are 2 questions there. The first question is, has somebody already compiled this list? And I've said it before, I'll say it again. As a Transformers fan, I am I am a member of one of the most blessed fandoms, because we have a wiki that doesn't use fandom. If you're familiar with fandom wikis and how terrible they are and ad ridden and everything, TF Wiki is its own thing with its own servers, hosted independently. It is by far the best fandom wiki there is. And that's where I got 95% of the information. Wow. The rest comes from different message boards posts where people are posting things, going through like Yahoo Japan auctions and stuff, and like seeing things that I don't have and putting them on the list. and then updating it myself as new stuff comes out. It has, to my knowledge, every licensed hot rod or Rodimus that has ever been released is on that list. And even to the point of like the collectible card game thing where it's a punch out thing that turns into a little 3D character, you know, so it doesn't include like comic appearances or lithographs, things like that. It's only 3D representations. And then it also has some of the third-party stuff that I have decided I would like to at least check out, because there's some third-party stuff where it's like I have no desire to own that. Like there are a couple of third-party hot rods that are just terrible looking, and there is one third-party masterpiece hot rod. I think maybe it's Fans Project Hoodlum that I might be interested in, but doesn't seem to be as good as the masterpiece version or even close to it. So it's like, and it's really expensive on the secondary market. So it's like, that stuff is I buy it if I'm interested in it. The completionism is for officially licensed products.
Okay, because I'm sorry I missed this earlier. I'm looking behind you and it looks pretty daggone. Thank you. It's like you read my mind. It looks pretty amazing and complete. Like I like hot rod. I have maybe 2 hot rods.
Well, the one here, I'll show you the one that I got lately that was, you know, I don't like to use the term holy grail because all of this is achievable with money, but this is one I didn't know that I would ever get. Trying to hold it in a way
Daniel?
that isn't reflecting light.
Is that Daniel?
No. Do you remember there was an episode from the 3rd season of Transformers called Only Human that featured Cobra Commander?
Yes.
Where he trapped the Autobots in synthoid bodies. And this was released from the Transformers Collectors Club back when that was a thing. It's got a file, you know, G.I. Joe style file card on it.
Yep.
I do remember that. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they made figures. That's insane.
Yeah, they did that. They did all 4 of them as a set that you had to be a member of the Transformers Collectors Club to get. And I was not a member of said club because it was really expensive, and most of what they were putting out were like, frankly, things I wasn't interested in.
How did you have to get? Because I had the camera that was 3 pieces. Was that the same thing, or was that something different?
Oh no! The Transformers Collectors Club was a recent thing. It was in connection with like BotCon and Fun Publications. I think was the company behind it that did the conventions for a while. They ran the Transformers fan club, and that was part of. You could sign up for this figure service where they'd send you like 6 figures a year that were repaints and very slight remolds of things and whatnot. And it came with
there are bourbon clubs that do the same thing. They're like you pay hundreds of dollars a year and they send you tons of bourbon.
Dan will that is the question, Dan. When you pass away, will you be reborn as a Decepticon?
No, I will just join with the Matrix just like everybody else.
Come on.
Perfect response.
Hilarious. Let's see.
So was this any of these Rodami? Were they your Christmas presents?
Only in the sense of some of them happened to arrive a few days or a day after Christmas where I ordered them.
Okay, that counts.
But no, I did not receive them from anyone else.
Okay.
I did get Warren got me the new Armada Optimus. I'm staring at it off the way here.
Show and tell time.
Hey,
nice.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That boy really knows his dad.
He does. He's getting pretty good at this stuff.
So Dan, the question that I'm sure you keep an eye on all the time. Do you have any idea how much you spent on Transformers toys?
Andrew, I see your mouth moving.
Oh, sorry.
But I just can't hear you. and I can't read the bottom of the screen. I don't know what's going on.
Must be a glitch in the matrix.
I think I'm experiencing some sort of technical difficulties.
Something there. Yes,
okay,
yes.
See, now everything's working again.
Oh yeah, it's cleared up. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That totally tracks. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay, I have to do this because I know my wife's going to kill me if I wait too much longer. So Rob, as you know, because I messaged you a couple of days ago, we acquired a couple of Zelda games for Christmas. Yes, and one of those is the remake of Link's Awakening Switch, which is gorgeous. It's so ridiculous. Like, I realize I'm like, what, 6 months, a year behind or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
when
that came out in like March or something. That's pretty old.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
I take a picture of, like, you know, with Tears of the Kingdom. It's older than that. It's at least a year old. Tears of the Kingdom and Link's Awakening. I was like, wait, regular people don't buy these things at launch. Like me, Zelda comes out, I buy it. Like all of this. But like regular people don't actually do that. That's I was fascinated that this is a Christmas present. But I was still happy because those games, especially, I mean, obviously Tears of the Kingdom is game of the year, perfection, blah blah blah. But Link's Awakening, I have a soft spot in my heart for the Game Boy version anyway, but the Switch version was fantastic. I can't reach it. It's a little bit too far away, but the European version is over there, and it came with like a box that looked like a Game Boy and all this art. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's gorgeous. And it is a game that, like, I played for the first time. Somehow I missed this when I was a kid. I don't know how, because I had a Game Boy.
You had a Game Boy. We played Tetris together.
I know. I had played Tetris. I played I was all about Zelda games. I somehow just completely missed this. It wasn't until 2 years ago, I think. It was like in the middle of COVID that I started playing. Yeah.
Game Boy. What version of Game Boy did this come out for?
Like the Game Boy. Like
okay.
OG,
which was a vintage system by the time you guys met, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess depending on your various definitions of vintage, but it was an older.
Yeah, I didn't know Andrew when the Game Boy released, but we have 100% played Tetris against each other.
Yes.
On a Game Boy. We've done this.
Yeah, because
and that Game Boy that I did that on is right there. Like, that's there.
It's right there. Turn around camera. Yeah. Anyway, so I had just recently played it, but Sarah, like that, she still remembers all the stuff. She loved that game. But here's where I'm getting to, Rob.
Where do I get the bombs for the first time on Lethal Bombs?
She's dying to know where the bombs are.
Hold on.
She's been bugging.
Just played this.
Yep.
On the Switch.
We're putting. Sorry to put you on the spot.
You're totally putting me on the spot.
He's doing the walkthrough in his brain.
I'm trying to think.
This might take a while.
Yeah. Select start.
Yeah.
No. No, a dude gives them to you, I believe, but I don't remember whom.
Is it part of the trading game? I don't think so. Maybe.
No. I don't remember.
Feel like I think she's got to way farther.
I'm going to marinate on this. I'm going to marinate on this. And if I come with the answer, I will say it either in the stream or I'll text you at 4 a.m. Or I'll start playing it. No, Tetris is in here. That's what's happening.
Well, you don't want to play that because, you know, I'm around. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, I am very good at video games. I destroy you in Mario Kart every year at Video Game Armageddon.
Lies.
But the game I will give you that you are better than me at is Tetris. And that's saying something because I'm really, really, really good at Tetris.
Yeah, it's fun. Sir. Cheers. Oh, yeah, check this out. This is not a Christmas gift. This was actually given to me a while ago, but I have been neglecting to throw it on it on the show. Yeah,
I recognize a camera lens. Expensive wide lens when I see one.
Right? That is a glass.
That's awesome.
Nice. Oh, wait. You told... It's a cup. I thought it was
Yeah, I meant to do a little prank about like, yeah, did you guys check out my new lens? Check it out. Oh, yeah. Can't believe that because
That yeah, you actually freaked me out for a second. What are you doing? Why is it not in a cap?
Okay. Speaking of these things, by the way, I will say, so I recently, what was it? Just over a week and a half ago, I was actually helping out on a film set for an independent film. This is that's a good question, actually. What is this? This doesn't have a brand name on it.
I think that's a Canon, dude. I think I've seen that lens before.
It looks, oh yeah, it's ESF. Yeah, that is, I believe that is Canon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I should probably know, and I'm going to be embarrassed if I'm wrong. But I actually got to work on a film set a week and a half ago. My buddy Chris Easterly, who, if you haven't seen it, folks in the chat, I'm going to put this in there. He put out an independent film earlier this year. Oh man, I can't remember now. That was called Devil's Hollow. And he is somebody. So Dan and I went to high school with this guy. He was a senior when we were freshmen, so we didn't really know him a whole lot. But he, at least for me, was my idol. Reinvigorated my, or just motivated me even more to want to make movies, to the point where I almost did it as my college major. That was almost my career. Anyway, he's a native of Kentucky. He went out to LA for a long time. He's a writer mainly. Recently, when I say that, within the last 10 years or so, he moved back here in this area and is actually now in Virginia. But he decided to put out an independent film last year, and it's actually one that I helped him kind of kickstart many years before that. Anyway, that's awesome. That went out. It's a great film. The independent film I'm going to put in the chat right now. But why I'm saying all this is because then recently, just about a few weeks ago, he contacted me and he said that he's kind of working on a short film. It's only 6 or 7 pages, so about 7 minutes, and wanted to shoot it here in Central Kentucky. And so he asked me to do sound on it. And that has been a ton of fun, you all, because that is the first time I've really been on set for something with professionals. I was walking around doing sound going, oh my gosh, I am way out of my league here. This is crazy. Everybody I'm working with here is super nice and very cool, but also they are, they do this for a living. This is their job. The reason that this made me think of it is because I'm walking around next to a camera that is it's like a $15,000 camera. And they were telling us oh yeah, each of these lenses that we have in these nice padded pockets and that we're being very careful to hand off to each other, yeah, probably about $3,000 per lens. And I'm just oh man, I really hope I don't trip over anything here. I do not want to be the guy that's just totally ruins this thing. So
here, I pulled this mic out my pocket.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, my iPhone records good audio. This is okay, right? I'm just gonna put it on this. I taped it to this stick and I'll hold it over. It'll be great.
What is wrong with you? No.
It was a ton of fun. Actually, Omar was there for part of it. Omar showed up to be a little extra in the background for it. So if anybody here is wondering why he didn't put out a video last Monday, you can blame him for that for him. But yeah, it was fun.
That's
all right.
Cool.
Yeah. Rob, what have you been up to lately?
Man, where do I start? Let's pretend you're a gamer and you got a bunch of gift cards because people are I don't know what to buy gamer. I don't know what to buy gamer for Christmas. What do you do? I have 3 suggestions. I like to do everything in 3s, right?
Okay.
Thing number 1. Doom Guy. Life in the first person. Do you know what this is? Have you all seen this?
No. No, what is this?
So this is a book. Okay. Usually I'm here promoting games. This is actually literature. So John Romero. I know, right? John Romero was one of the original programmers, developers for Doom, along with John Carmack, if you know those names. id, Facebook, Meta, all those type of guys. Mm-hmm. Amazing programmers, amazing developers, created the literal Wolfenstein, Doom. And this is the book talking about that era of computing. And his memory, John Romero's memory of how everything occurred. He is one of those very photographic memories. So there's a ton of detail in this, and how he was as these stories tend to go, a poor kid who wanted to do cool things. He saw a cool game on a computer. He's like, I want to learn how to do that. And kept forward, met some other nerdy people and did a thing together. And we had id Software, and he went on past that and made Daikatana, which got a lot of grief, but he's still making games and packs and things like that. So he recently wrote a book, and it talks all about this type of stuff. It's super, super fascinating and interesting. So I recommend this. Go to your local bookstore. Don't go to Amazon. Go to your local bookstore and pick this up. Dune Guide.
Nice.
Does it count if your local bookstore is a regional chain?
About Barnes and Noble,
or a nationwide chain, which are our two options for local bookstores.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh, look. Of Daikatana. Yeah, that's the one. Ignore Daikatana. Ignore what was it? John Romero's gonna make you his B word. No. Ignore that. This is a really good book. I recommend everyone buy it. Hater it or not.
Nice.
Thing number 2. Let's pretend you're a little bit older than us. Let's pretend you're not as near mint condition as us.
But you have. I really think we ought to be looking at changing this to fair condition. I mean, guys, we started this a while ago.
Oh, yeah, my healing, my adamantium auto healing doesn't work as well as it used to. But anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 2600 from Atari. Actually, it's our break things. This is the 2600.
Yes, I was just talking about this thing.
There we go.
Wow, that brings me back.
So what's cool about this is obviously this is a real 2600, but a real 2600 is very difficult to like plug into a modern day TV because it uses RF. Which don't hate on RF. It's fine. It's fine. Get a good signal. Me in a city that doesn't have much interference. It's fine. But Atari officially released this thing. It's a little bit smaller as you saw, but it has HDMI output. It also has 16:9 and 4:3 mode, so you can make it widescreen. But that's dumb. Don't do that. Make it 4:3 screen. It uses USB-C for power, the way the Lord intended it to be, and you can even change it to black and white. There you go. It's the son of the 2600. Now, what's cool about this is, like, there's a couple of Atari retro systems like the Atari VCS, and My Arcade makes one where it plays all these old games on ROMs. That's not what this is. This literally takes your old Combat and plays it just like that. Obviously, I don't know how to put in a 2600 game. Just...
Wait, so it's like a USB.
Like an Xbox presentation, and you turn it on. Okay, here we go. It plays the exact same games, and it uses the same old junky controllers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, same controllers. Now, Atari is smart. They re-release these controllers, so you can buy a quote-unquote, it literally is a new Atari 2600 controller. Just like that. All the paddles, all the stuff works. It's the same thing, except because it has HDMI out, it works on modern day TVs.
Now,
and
with the new joysticks, do the covers actually come off the joysticks after using them for about an hour?
I haven't. Hold on, let's see, because I have an old joystick.
Oh, don't rip up your joystick. That's like one of my defining childhood memories. So
this is a real joystick.
The cover
sure
off. There you go. It's naked.
Actually, no. This looks like look, it's under a piece of plastic, so no, you can't pull this thing down. Look at me playing with my
There you go. That's worth the price of admission right there.
They've improved the design. It only took literally 40 some years to do this. The other thing that it came with is
and I was curious about this. I was curious about this actually. This question. You said that you could do it in 16:9 mode. Does it just stretch everything out?
I don't know, because I love myself and the people around me.
I would never do that.
Good answer. Good answer.
It stretches it out to fill the whole screen. That's my guess. Because when you do 4:3, it puts about black bars. So
right.
Yes, that's my guess.
Good answer.
In the box, you get this thing, 10 games in one. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Focus. Ignore my beautiful face. There we go. 10 games in one. And these 10 games are, I'll read off the list to you. Adventure, Combat, Dodge 'em, Haunted House, Maze Craze, Missile Command, Real Sports Volleyball, Surround, Video Pinball, and Yard's Revenge. And to change the games, because this is a legit 2600 cartridge, there's little tiny dip switches on the back.
What?
And you switch those. Look at that. Little
Oh
tiny
my
dip switches.
gosh.
And you switch those to switch the game. And so again, the sticker like tells you what it is, so you always know. So that's what comes in the box, like a joystick, one of these. And so I'm like, the 2600 is just a pinch out of my range. So I don't have like a tremendous amount of nostalgia, even though the first video game I ever played, when I was like 4 or 5 at my Uncle Sonny's house, was a 2600 with Donkey Kong. And this is a story where he handed me the controller and I was playing. It's like, this doesn't work. And then he gently did this. This is what he did. He goes, I just had it upside down. And then all of a sudden it all makes sense, right? But I was 4 or 5, right? Cut me some slack.
Right.
So while I don't specifically have, my first system was the Nintendo, which is actually downstairs being played by my kids.
Nice.
I do love the 2600. There's like a lot of things. Like I remember playing Adventure and Yar's Revenge and Combat and things like that, right? So this thing was really cool. And I played a lot longer when I played. I was like, oh, that's neat. I'll play this for a little bit. A little bit was a lot longer than I thought a little bit would be.
I have 2 questions, or a comment and a question. The comment one is, I never, ever, ever thought that there would be an opportunity for me to say that I have stronger video game creds than Rob in anything, but I played the shit out of the 2600.
Did you really?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Like Pitfall and I mean all that. Like we had the 2600. It was literally like just hours and days and weeks and months of my life. So strange.
That's fascinating because we are of similar age.
Right.
We are very similar of age. Interesting.
That was what we had. We went straight from that to the Master System. We skipped all the interstitial Ataris. It's so pretty. Still.
It is.
Wait.
Since we're showing old things, here we go. This is the Japanese keyboard Master System.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
But here's my question, Rob. Okay. If you were picking 10 games to put on that cartridge, what would they be?
Okay.
Because,
I'm not going to
Pitfall to me seems like a horrific omission.
I agree, but my guess is because I would say Pitfall, Donkey Kong, Miss Pac-Man, regular Pac-Man, those things seem like very obvious 2600 shoe-ins, but they're licensed, so that's Activision.
Oh yeah, of course.
Nintendo, all right. So those 4, and then stuff that's already on there. Yar's Revenge is mandatory. Adventure. Even though ET has a bad rap, I think ET should be on the list because it's history, man. It's history.
Yeah.
Combat. Pong is not on this cartridge. Like you can get paddles, or you can use your old paddles, but there's no Pong. Am I on crack? But they didn't make Pong for the 2600, right?
We had. I remember one of the first times I questioned the legitimacy of Santa Claus was coming down or hearing my parents playing Pong on Christmas Eve but it was a dedicated Pong system. I don't think we had
this 600. It's hard to see. This is a dedicated Pong system. The Sears version. But yeah, I thought Pong's on 2600.
Sure they probably did. I mean,
the reason I bring it up,
all the terrible sports games like Atari football that I still could not to this day tell you the mechanics of how that works, and like I even kind of understand how football works now, which I didn't as a kid. But like,
the reason I bring it up is because Frogger. That's a good one. I have Frogger. Frogger's in like the archive collection. I don't think I have these.
Frogger, of course.
No, I don't have them like where I can grab them. But that would probably be my 10. I already said Yar's Adventure. Oh, pole position on the 2600 was good.
Yeah. Okay, that was the one I was wondering about because I also had a 2600. But then I get it a little blurry because we had a 2600 and then we had a 7800. And maybe we like rented these things or borrowed them because I don't remember having them for very long. I don't know. A little too far back to really remember.
I think you had the latter one when we started hanging out.
Did I? Okay, that's the one. Wow. I'm surprised.
And this device does in fact play. It plays 2600 games. It does not play 5200 games, but it does play 7800 games too. I do not own any 7800 games, so I've never been able to test this. But our mutual friend Kemper, He has a 7800, and he brought over his one day, and I think we played Ball Blazer. I think that's what we played, and that was a lot.
Nice.
So I need to buy like one 7800 game just to make sure that it works.
Oh, Qbert. Qbert, the most frustrating game where you have to turn the joystick. Oh,
Qbert. Yeah, Space Invaders, that's a dead giveaway. Defender was pretty daggone good. Was Burger Time good on the 2600? I don't think I played Burger Time on the 2600.
I don't think I ever played Burger Time, but Defender was one that I love Defender. Our Defender cart actually went bad. My parents like sent it back in for warranty or whatever to Atari, and we got a brown paper envelope, in the
that's
mail.
Some white people stuff to send a game out for warranty. So what this thing has done for me is, like, if you go to a used video game store, 2600 games are just sitting there, right? And they're like a couple of bucks, but they all work with this, except like one or two. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre apparently doesn't work. I have it, but I haven't had a chance to test it, so I'll let you know if that's true or false. But like,
is that an original Atari game, or is that a retro port of your current game?
That is the original 2600 game, which I don't have an arm reach, but it's around here somewhere. It's actually pretty terrible. This pixel blob with a thing sticking out. Use your own imagery, and he chainsaws people and little girls and wheelchairs. It's terrible, but that's not the point. The point is it's licensed awesome. Can you use a Master System or Genesis controller on it? Yes, you can use a Sega Genesis controller on a 2600. Yes, you can.
What?
I don't know what the Master System. I would assume so, but I'm 90% sure you can plug in a Genesis controller. It's the same port, and I think like up, down, left, right, and the buttons are mapped to the same thing. So I think that works. So yeah, all the time. I go to retro game stores all the time, and I look at the 2600 games, and they look so sad. But now I'm like, well, now heck, I need to go buy Qbert, because I forgot about that one. That's a great point. I have Donkey Kong. I think I have Defender. I have 2 copies of Pitfall. Look at this one. Here's another one. Space War. Remember this? Space Focus. There it is.
Space
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the game looked just like that picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you had to wonder about like deception, like we're gonna make this beautiful cover art, and the game is
Missile
like
Command.
Missile. Yes, exactly right.
Missile Command. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, very obvious. So I think what we need to do, Dan. Speaking of documents that compile things, we need to compile a list of top 20 2600 and 7800 games that you should go buy. So when you get this thing, like, you can just play it and try it. And it'll be your whole list will cost you $30 to get everything.
Yeah, right. That'd be great.
I seem to, so I had to look this up because I couldn't remember. Again, I think maybe we must have rented some systems at some point, because apparently we had the 5200 in the mix at some point, because I distinctly remember playing Choplifter, which I had to just look up, and that was only a 5200 game, I think. I don't see it mentioned. I don't know for sure.
No, you know what? I think I played Choplifter on the Master System.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see. I didn't have that.
Because I remember we had Choplifter at some point, but maybe we had it for the computer, or...
Oh, I take it back. It looks okay.
A 2600 game.
Yeah, no, I do see references. No, it definitely wasn't 26. It looks like it might have been. There might have been a version out for the 7800 platforms. Okay, yeah. No, it was on the 78. Okay, so that was it. I think, speaking of first games, I think that was my first console game ever. Was playing Chop.
Your first console was a 2600?
No, well, that's a good point. Shoot, I don't know. It's so blurry. I don't remember back then.
There was a Choplifter port for the Sega Master System. Okay,
nice.
That's what I played on.
Yeah.
Someone said their first system was this thing. This is the Odyssey. This is the Odyssey 2. There it is, right there, right there. I got this for like $50 with 20 games. I was like, yes, sir, sold. I'll take it. It's just junk collecting dust. I don't care. It looks cool, but the stickers on the games are falling off. So yeah, that's actually a fun question. What was your first video game system? For me, it was the NES, which normally the NES sits right here, but I did a thing. Do you all know who the Game Historian is on YouTube?
Yes. Yes, okay. Those are wonderful. That is a wonderful channel.
They're really, really, really good. I wanted to watch the history of Super Mario World, which I love Super Mario World. I love, because who doesn't love Super Mario World? but I don't call it like the best 16-bit platform of all time. I give that one to Yoshi's Island. But obviously, Super Mario World like did all kinds of innovations that like are in games that we play, like Super Mario Wonder to this day. In fact, everyone that worked on Super Mario World, like the 7 dudes, they're all still at Nintendo, and they help with like Super Mario Wonder. Where at least 5 of them help with Super Mario Wonder. It's really cool. But all 7 of them are still at Nintendo. Anyway, so I'm watching this, and it's like an hour long, and my kids do not want to watch documentaries on video games. But when I play them, they watch them. Like I also, gaming historian, watch one on Tetris. And
that's
like,
a great
turn
one.
this off. We want to watch. Actually, Garfield is a pretty good cartoon, so I'll let them watch Garfield or whatever. But they did want to watch it, but they watched it, and then all of a sudden they were playing Tetris against each other. It was beautiful. Like I cried. So I forgot about that. So I'm watching the history of Super Mario World, and all of a sudden, all 3 of them. Keep in mind, there's one that's 6, 9, and 11, and they all have 2DSs because I'm a bad parent. And they're starting playing Mario Maker, and they're making Mario levels, and then they're like, "Daddy, we want to play Super Mario World." And the littlest ones, I want to play Mario 3 because I'm not old enough to play Mario World because it's Super Mario 4, right? Like, okay, cool. So I went and grabbed all the Nintendos and the Super Nintendos, and I had Super Mario World playing and Super Mario 3. And I was crying, like, "Dad, look at this level I made. And they're playing Mario. Yeah!" So that's why the Nintendo's not behind me, because they're literally playing like video games.
That's fantastic. So now you're going to...
was the NES. That was the thing that like started this thing with where I was like, oh, Nintendo games are made by a computer. I guess I better learn computers, which is how you and I met. And no, you and I met before I Data Beam. But
no, that was it. Nope,
that was it.
I
thought we met through Omar beforehand.
No, we found out we both met and then found out we both knew this joker named Omar afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we didn't judge each other for it.
Yeah, that was my first system with the NES. But like, things pre-NES, I still think it's cool to own. Like the Fairchild Channel F was the first cartridge-based system with Jerry Lawson, like engineer who made the thing. So I had to get one of those, and it looks cool. So yeah, that's me. That's me. Yes, thank you. Yep. Nice. My Odyssey 2 melted. Oh gosh, about 10 years. A friend sent me 2 Odyssey. Oh, and the voice module. Oh, Pickaxe Pete is dope. I think it's behind me, but I'm not positive. Pickaxe Pete is awesome. Well done.
Yeah, I gotta say that's really touching too. I had a similar experience. Our house burned down in like 1985, I think 86, something like that, and I don't remember if we had a console at the time or if that was lost. But yeah, I do remember similar things like. Just, as a kid at that age, I'm not thinking about all the stuff we've lost. I'm thinking about, oh man, I just lost my like He-Man, Castle Grayskull, and some other favorite toys, and yeah, and then some friends came through. In fact, we both know Frank, our buddy Frank. Yeah. I remember him giving me a toy right after that. That was just like, man, that was like the biggest thing in the world. So yeah,
that's really cool. That's really sweet. So on the third thing, I'm sorry, I'm taking so much time. I'm going to make this really brief because you asked me a short question. I've been talking the whole time. As I tend to do, I apologize. I suck. The third thing. So going from the 2600, the thing that little kids like us went crazy for, I'm going to talk about. I'm going to pretend I'm in Japan and I'm a Japanese kid and I want the most advanced video game producing computer ever, and that is the X68000. Now, I'm not going to share the story now because we only have 9 minutes, and this is an hour and a half long story. But I was fortunate enough to be able to find a broken X68000 that was under $1,000, imported to my house, and it worked. It was beautiful. It was great. And then it stopped working, and I sent it to a person, and they fixed it. But then when it came back, UPS did the Jim Carrey thing where they kicked it down the hall, and it broke again. And I had to take several mental health month to try and get the thing fixed. But the dude who repaired it, he was like, here's the parts. I'll pay for the labor. We'll get it fixed. I finally found someone that could do it. Like the eye of Jesus said, hey, talk to this guy. And I was like, that's a good idea, Jesus. And I did. And he was like, oh yeah, I could do it tonight. Like, where were you 2 months ago? Oh wait, I was taking mental health days because it was stressful. So rather than go through all that trauma, you can buy the Sharp X68000 Mini. So what
Whoa,
this thing
that
is,
thing's cool looking.
this is the same thing as the Sharp X68000, except it's a mini version. And it's actually a very complete mini version. So like instead of floppy disks, it uses SD cards. Boop, they pop out. Boop, right? And there's legitimate software that you buy for it. It has the same handle as the real one. Let me do a size comparison. Oh wait, I can't. It's hooked up. Yeah, it's hooked up.
Is that actually what you're streaming on right now?
Great things.
Yeah.
Content. Hold on, give me 2 seconds to unplug this thing.
Why have I not added in the 3 minutes later meme into this?
Please put in 3 minutes later while I unhook this behemoth of a
Putting
system.
that to use. Exactly. Yeah. We'll just play some elevator music for you, Rob.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
So this is the real. This is the real X68000.
Jeez. Did we have this on a show once? I can't remember. I feel like
I
I've
don't
seen this.
remember if I've talked about this thing. This is the mini.
Wow.
But like you can see, it's authentic AF. Even the back has indentations in the same thing. My arms are about to like fall down and break this thing. But here we go. Oh Lord Jesus. Okay. So what this did when my actual X68000 was busted, this thing allowed me to be like, okay, I can still play games like Dracula X or Castle Akuma Joe Dracula and like Nemesis 90 and Gradius, and like I still play the games. I enjoy playing them on real one while not having to worry about parts and resistors that are 30 and 40 years old. But then also it kind of made me worse because then I'm like, man, I really wish I had the real thing right. But this is a very cool one of those mini systems. Now this is hard. It's kind of hard to get. You have to get it from Amazon Japan. But if you are a fan of classic retro PCs, this was the thing. Like you had one of these when you were in Japan in the 90s. You were the coolest kid on the block. This is like the equivalent of the Neo Geo. This thing was awesome.
Oh,
and
wow.
now
Okay.
the mini version is actually acquirable. That's not an arm and a leg and a foot and a thigh to purchase for yourself. So those are 3 things, obscure things that gamers can get with their gift cards for Christmas.
There you go.
Eggnog.
Or eggnog and bourbon. While we're showing off Christmas toys, I want to show off this stuff real quick. So I can't remember if we talked about this last time or not. Recently, we took a trip to Baltimore, and on the way stopped at the Air and Space Museum in Virginia, not the one in DC, but the one in Virginia, and basically stared and gawked at the space shuttle Discovery for like 3 hours straight. Because I am a huge space nerd. So that was just amazing to watch. And while we were there, what's that?
Did you go to space camp back in the day?
I did go to space camp back in the day. Yes. That was my dream. That was like the first big thing that I saved up for. And it was like my parents were like, if you save up for it, we'll pay for half kind of thing. So I was just like saving like birthday money and chore money and whatever I could find left and right. And totally went to Huntsville, Alabama. Space camp, and what year was that? 1992, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look that up now. That was a lot of fun.
It would have been the year before high school.
I think it was. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember. It was either like between 7th and 8th grade or between 8th grade and high school. I don't remember which.
I feel like you would have led with that in the let's talk about ourselves in English class.
Oh, but see, Dan, bringing this back to the beginning of the episode, we've talked about how my like conversational skills and my like leading off with something is not always the best. So
it's fine. We're best friends. You're beautiful.
It could have been fresh in my head, and I was just like, nope, it's out the window. Yeah, that's quite possible. I definitely should have led with that. In fact, I really should have led with that in every single conversation ever to this day. I will try to do that going forward.
I went to space camp. And then just say whatever you're saying. By the way, for
exactly.
dinner,
yeah. It has no relevance to anything else. Yeah, we're just gonna lead with that anyway. But so for Christmas, while we were at the Air and Space Museum, my wife got me some amazing. I've talked about these before.
Make yourself full screen.
That's gonna be hard to do because I'm the one clicking. Here we go. Okay, so I have talked about these things before. These Metal Earth models. Let me show one. Let me show this one. So space shuttle, come on, focus. Oh yeah, I gotta get myself out of the view. There we go. So these Metal Earth things are pretty wicked. They're a lot of fun. I don't have one put together in front of me at the moment, but usually they are about like this size. You know, you're talking like somewhere between like a fist and a bigger fist. But
Great comparison.
I am here to give.
I'm there. I got it.
Yes, I am here to give very
good.
very good units of measurement. Yeah, so I got a whole slew of these things from my wife, my lovely wife, who is in the comments, probably I think still looking for bombs. Yes.
I think I've been thinking about this. I'm pretty sure you buy them in a village. I think you buy them from somebody in the village.
Okay, there you go, Sarah.
What's some of the village names? What are some of the village names?
She might chime in a second here and tell us. I can't remember. I was just looking at the map earlier and I can't remember what the name was now.
Is there anyway, maybe village? Maybe Marybelle?
It's something like that. It's like yeah, it's
I think you buy them from someone in a village. Like Kakariko or no, it's not Kakariko because this is a different game.
Right.
They ain't selling them right now. I keep checking. I'm pretty sure I bought them from someone in a village. So
there it is. Mabel Village.
Maybelle, that's it. It's Maybelle Village. You get them. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Mic drop.
Oh, and shoot. Okay. I have one other really cool thing that I want to show real quick.
I interrupted. I said I wasn't going to talk anymore.
No, it's fine. I was just talking about these. No, you're good. I was just showing these off because show and tell. It's Christmas time. Why not? So these are pretty neat. Hopefully I will either be showing these off in future episodes or probably working on them the next time we do it live because I gotta have something to do with my fingers. But I got another cool thing. Legos? And what's that?
Do you do Lego?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay, yes.
Like putting together Lego while we're doing stuff.
Yeah, I could do that. Yes, I do Lego. Lego are expensive, so I do not have a huge collection of Lego. I definitely did Lego when I was a kid when the expense of it was not apparent to me. But now as I'm older, I'm like, oh, I would love to have a lot of those things, but man, they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So
my wife and kids are Lego fans, and I found some really cool sets that are discontinued. Discontinued sets are more expensive than video games. That's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. If y'all have something to show off, do it. I'm going to be right back because there's one thing I meant to show and I forgot to bring it in here, so I will be right back.
Dan, I think you should show something. Well, if you don't, I have something.
The only thing from Christmas that I have up here, I already showed off. That's what.
Well, let me see. Oh yeah. Wait, I have this. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I have a lightsaber. This is Darth Vader's lightsaber. Right?
Yeah, it is.
And you put this thing in here. And okay, you can't really see.
Oh, that's the other one that I want.
So wait, Dan, you empathize this because you're a Disney going to kind of guy, so you know exactly what this is.
Oh yeah.
So I have this one. I have Mace Windu because, of course, I have Mace Windu. Not too racist. Yeah. And I have Luke's, and I think I'm good.
I've got Luke's. I have the one we created at the Build-A-Saber one, and then Darth Vader's one is the only other one that I really want.
Yeah. So I'm cool with these three. Now I have some buddies who are major Star Wars fiends, and they have showed me their $500 and $1,000 lightsabers, and they're programmable, and the LEDs do crazy things, and the sounds, and they're super sensitive with motion. They connect to Bluetooth and apps and load profiles. They're ridiculous. I don't know if I'll get there, but these are really cool and fun to play with. I have 3 kids. I have 3 lightsabers. I think, famous last words, I think I'm okay. But Yoda has a green one. Luke has a green one too.
Yep.
We'll see. What you got, Andrew?
So this thing right here is, believe it or not, a dice set. This is
Oh.
yeah. Let me go full screen. Good call. Yeah, these. So okay, so this started with Sarah and I have started a tradition. Maybe started a couple of years ago where we get an advent calendar every year, but it is a dice advent calendar. So you get 24 days of random different dice. I don't have any in front of me right now, but and so there's usually like a complete set of D20, D12, D6, all that stuff. And then there's a whole bunch of different random ones. And one of them was this year was this random one that kind of looked like bones. It was a D, I think it was a D8. Maybe it was a D6. Anyway, and I just like mentioned in passing, like, that's really cool looking. I would totally get a whole set of this. And so, of course, unbeknownst to me, my wife goes immediately and just like starts searching all over the place for it. Can't find the thing anywhere, but she did come across this. This is pretty wild. So this is a 3D printed skull, or not skull, but lower part of a jaw, that the teeth are removable and they are individual dice.
That's insane.
Cool.
See, like,
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so this is a D6. And yes, thumbs up. I don't know why that did that. And anyway, yeah. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have not gotten a chance to use this in a game yet, but hopefully that will happen in the next few days. And I'm kind of excited about it because it's just kind of, it's different and pretty neat. Yeah. So my goal is to eventually have a little shelf back here that I can show off this kind of stuff because
That's cool.
it's fun.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Exactly. Yes. Dice that can double as a dinosaur jaw. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Well, that is awesome.
Oh yeah, here's Sarah saying, yeah, the original one was a D6 pile of skulls.
I need to go ahead and jump off here because I do have to pretend to work for a little bit in the morning. So
Yep.
I will see you guys.
Good luck with that. Yep.
See everybody.
Y'all, it's been fun.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Christmas.
Thank you for sharing your awesome Transformers collection, and definitely see you soon.
See you guys.
Yep. See you, Dan.
And then there were two. I'm also going to shove off too.
Yep. I think it's about that time. We've hit that time. I'm glad we were able to do this on a not usual night. And I'm glad we were able to totally compete with Omar. Rob, I don't know if you were on when we were talking about this, but there was a near mint condition show going on during this. So we had a little friendly competition to see who.
Little competition. Well, I think we won. 100%.
Yes. As let me scroll back to it. Where was it? Very beginning. Yeah. Here we go. As James pointed out, Team Collective, the right choice.
Team Collective. Because I mean, where else are you going to get cool like nostalgic video games, like jaw-breaking die, Rodimus Prime collection? Like, dude, this is where it gets wholesome. This is family. This is family.
That's right.
And eggnog and bourbon because it's the holiday.
I got some. What am I drinking here? I got some Imperial Ale, Imperial IPA, Voodoo Ranger. Aria's on here. I don't know if Aria's on at the moment or not, but if you are watching, so there is, for who doesn't know, there is a near mint condition Discord channel. I highly recommend you check it out. Get on there. And there was a little chat about the friendly competition between Near Mint Condition and Near Mint Collective today. I posted a picture, said, yes, this is some classic red versus blue. Oh, wait. Speak of the devil.
I just finished the show, and I wanted to come in here and tell Dan that I need to be reimbursed before the end of the year, and then I could go back and edit. But
sorry, you missed it.
Yeah, you just missed him.
Damn it.
Just missed him. Good, man. How are you doing?
What's up, Omar?
Good. I'm not kidding. Like I gotta go and edit, but I wanted to come and say hi really quick.
No, it's cool.
Why are you guys doing this today? I thought you guys do this on Thursday.
Yeah, we do.
We normally do.
I don't think someone's available on Thursday tomorrow.
Yeah,
so I think
that's me. Yeah, I couldn't do it tomorrow.
Okay.
So
and we had to do it in December because it's the holidays. We talk about our cool swag, like this thing, Omar.
What'd you get?
Mini
Atari 2600.
Yep, that's the one. But it has HDMI out, so like you can actually play your Atari games. And Andrew got
like dinosaur bones.
Well, you say it like that. No,
it's a dice set.
You can't roll that, dude. What are you talking about?
You actually can. Believe it or not, I was like, how is this possibly going to work? And yes.
Hey, Mary, how are you? And Kane and Sarah. I know these people in News Pooey channel.
Yeah, we kind of stole all your viewers tonight.
That's okay.
In fact, we were just talking about that right before you popped in, just talking about how, like, yeah, sorry, but not sorry.
Sorry, we worked you, bro. We're the family. We're the wholesome channel. We show cool things.
There is no way you guys are wholesome. It's not anymore now that I'm here with Rob.
No, that's true.
That's true. We put a little bit of booze in our system and things go south really quick.
Well, I miss you guys. I wish we'd do some more episodes together. How about that can be a New Year's resolution, right? Like we bring back Near Man Collective, right? Right?
We could try. We could try.
I would love that. I would love that.
Just as an excuse to get together to begin with. So, Andrew, tell me more about your dorky dice there. This sounds really cool, man.
Oh yeah. I was just telling folks. So Sarah bought this for me because we started doing an advent calendar of dice each year because we're those kind of nerds. And I saw one that was just like a collection of skulls. It was like tiny little skulls. And so that influenced her to find this thing, which was 3D printed, by the way. This whole thing.
I can't believe that's 3D printed. It looks amazing.
I still don't understand how this works.
Yeah. It's all 3D printed, very lightweight. And these individual pieces are each different dice. There's a D2 somewhere. I think it's in the box. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. I am hoping to test it out this weekend. What about you, Omar? You get anything fun for Christmas that you want to show off?
I don't have anything here. My brother got me this. He's been painting these 3D sculptures. Really cool.
Okay.
And he got me one of Guts from Berserk. He got me an Nendroid from
that's
Melanie.
cool.
Melanie got me some shirts. My brother got me some cool shirts. They went to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, and so they got me like some comic book shirts, but it's like got that Aztec designs on them, and they got me like a Mario and a King Koopa one. It's pretty cool. Yeah, man, it was a good Christmas. You know, you live vicariously through your kids.
My kids bought me a lot of Sonic stuff this year. So last year was a lot of like Godzilla and Mario stuff, and this year was a lot of Sonic stuff. So I have Sonic hats, shirts. I'm all in. Got to go fast.
Did you already go and return them to get Mario stuff?
No. I like Sonic. I love Sonic. They hate Sonic. They don't hate the game, but they don't like the character at all. And I don't know why.
They don't like the character, really?
They watched the Sonic Prime show on Netflix. They watched the whole thing. All the series, the whole thing. But like they don't like the character. They don't like Sonic himself. They think Mario's cooler, which that's another discussion for another day.
Because it's Chris Pratt compared to Urkel. No context. No context.
Wait, Lil White did the voice of Sonic, and he did a great job, by the way.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was back in the 90s. What's the best Sonic game, bro?
And we watched Sonic Prime. Like, we watched them all.
What's the best Sonic game all time? Does he still do the, well, actually, I've got 5.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one.
Sonic 2.
We had a list earlier. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I really like Sonic Mania. And this new Sonic collection is pretty cool, but Sonic 2 is the one for me.
Urkel's going to be in Deadpool 3. I've seen this.
Is he?
Urkel, that's not cool. The actor. Like Urkel.
I was going to say, you mean Jaleel White?
No, he needs Urkel.
He was also in something else recently, some sitcom, and it was just him. And it was
I thought that dude disappeared, man.
Nope. Speaking of disappearing, I think Rob's battery just ran out.
Internet sucks.
No, I think we've hit that time when his camera batteries run out.
Has he thought of? No, never mind.
Oh well.
I do have to go and edit though. I love you, man, and
no worries.
I hope to see you soon. Are you gonna go to Rob's on Friday? I know this is a conversation that we should probably be texting about, but
no, I'm afraid I'll be out of town. So yeah, for anybody listening,
Rob's gonna take the whole family. So we're gonna get together with him on Friday.
I would love to.
You guys. Miss you guys.
Yep.
And we'll get together. Man. Get together soon. Okay. Make some videos or just get together.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I was just telling folks earlier about your little cameo in Chris Easterly's independent film that we shot last week.
Is this well, I wouldn't call it a cameo. I mean, top billing, probably top billing.
Top billing, yes. Top billing as background extra. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
the good-looking guy in the back is what it's what Easterly said he's gonna put down.
That'll be your credit on IMDb.
That'll be my only credit. All right, man. I'm out of here, brother. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
Hey, folks, thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah, man. Be good,
Happy
brother.
New Year.
You as well.